Hey YouTubers, I got another story about how God has, miraculously spared my life. But I need to start by saying, I already recorded this video a couple days ago, and the devil has been after me so hard this past week. I've got the trial that I already mentioned. I'm not going to give details on that. This past week, I was coming out of Atlanta. I blew a radiator hose. I fixed the radiator hose myself. And then while I was filling up the radiator with water, I jump off the truck and I rip my shorts. So I get in the truck and I change my shorts, but I left my belt on the floor. I get out and I lock the truck and I lock myself out of the truck. So I'm sitting here thinking, wow, man, how much crazier can this day get? And I call my boss, and he's like, well, you could always call the cops, see if they got a Slim Jim or something. Sorry, everything's shaking around. They're loading my truck. But so I go into the truck stop, and there's an EMS guy standing right there, and I can see his fire truck right outside the door. So, I ask him for help, and he's like, yeah, sure, man. So he comes out and helps me get in the truck. And, so I got in the truck and got on the road. And what's funny is that I get 10 minutes down the road and the highway just turns into a parking lot, just gridlock traffic. And I find out that there's like a Penske rental trailer, like something you'd use like a moving van or something, rolled over right in the middle of the interstate. So because of, me ripping my shorts and locking myself out of the truck, I could have, been held away from missing that accident or something, because it probably only happened, half an hour or whatever before I got to it. So, I didn't even plan on talking about that, but, that could be another instance of God sparing my life, or, at least sparing me a lot of hassle. All right, and go figure, somebody called me right in the middle of me recording this video, so that's why the, jump. But, as I said before, I already recorded this video once, but here's what happened. The devil's after me so much that I got a Trojan horse virus on my computer, and I already restored the system once to where it was working, but I was still having like these kind of mess up problems. And this past Saturday, the Trojan just wiped me out. Luckily, I bought a computer that, is prepared for stuff like this, and I was able to recover back to factory settings and keep my data and everything. But I spent, a couple hours Sunday just reinstalling everything. So the devil's just doing everything to just, trip me up and get in my way and just, cause me to try to just give up. And there's a Bible verse that I'm thinking of that says, whatever can be shaken will be shaken. So, be on your toes, because this is a severe time where I believe that people that were maybe once on fire or maybe, once watching, the devil's coming after you. It's like he's a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. And, he's after watchers. He's after people that are being leaders in, end time ministry, in the church, in whatever. Think of it like in an army perspective. If he's the enemy, he's not looking to take out privates and sergeants. He's looking to snipe off captains, majors, generals. He wants the leadership. So if you're in one of those roles, you need to be on extra high alert, red alert, on guard. So with that said, I'll tell you about this one instance that my life was spared. And I don't even remember this because I was 2 years old. I grew up in Arlington, Virginia. The first 5 years of my life, I lived in Arlington, Virginia, which is inside the Beltway next to Washington, D.C. And back then, my dad was an alcoholic. My dad got sober in 85. And me being 2 years old, this was back in 1980 or somewhere very close to it. So my parents went to a party or a gathering or whatever you want to call it. And my dad, can be a real talkative guy. And I'm just like him. When I used to drink, I used to want to talk all the time too. So, he was talking, and my mom was probably talking to somebody, and they probably were letting me run around. And all of a sudden, they lose track of me. They're like, where's our kid? Now, this is in the inner part of the Beltway, and there's the road called Route 1 that runs right through D.C., I think. And to my knowledge, I know it's probably much different today, but back then I believe it was 4 lanes. My parents found me 2 years old on the other side of Route 1, on the other side of a 4-lane highway, DC traffic. Yet I wasn't turned into roadkill. Does that blow your mind or what? For those of you that have kids, imagine your 2-year-old being on the other side of a 4-lane highway, and then ask yourself how they got there. So, I don't know. That's one of the better stories that I've got. But from the very beginning, God has been sparing my life, even before I ever thought about becoming a Christian. So, I believe that He's just set me for such a time as this to proclaim the gospel. He's given me the abilities to just do internet stuff, edit videos, this and that. And He's just given me the skill set that I need to deliver the gospel to, people out there in internet land. So, just, I don't know, just thought I'd share one of those stories and, give glory to God, give glory to Jesus for having me here today. Because if it weren't for Jesus, I'd be in hell right now. I guarantee you. So, that's what I got for you today. And keep an eye out for my next video, because I'm looking to do something that the devil is going to hate. So, devil, you think you're gonna mess up my week? You think you're gonna steal from me? I'm gonna steal from you. I'm gonna mess you up. What do you think of that? So, with that said, I'll see you later.